Good morning, guys. Gary, Unfrequented World. Today is a special day. Today is my birthday. Yeah, something like that. I always spend my birthday alone for the last 15 years. I grab my cameras and I either go on a really long hike or I go on a really long drive, and I spend the day present in the moment just doing photography and kind of reflecting on my life, just how good it is and enjoying being in the moment. So today is going to be no different. We're going to do the same. However, we're going to go on a long bushwalk. We're going to head out towards my dad's place and just drive 10-15 miles back in the bush. There's lots of old trails back there. Who knows what we'll see in terms of wildlife? I've got the cameras. We've got the video camera. That's the plan for the day. Gary is just going to go smell spring in all its glory. That's what we're going to do. So we've arrived at the trail, just one of many out here. And I grew up out here hunting and fishing and four-wheeling, so I know these trails pretty good. I'm going to walk about 8 kilometers of this trail today. We're going to go down to a river I used to fish as a kid. Should be full of grouse, fox, bear. There are moose in this area, so you never know what you're going to see. This is actually the Federation Skidoo Club trail. It is closed right now, but hey, we're out in Hicksville, right? So you never know who we're going to see on the trail. If we do run into somebody, I probably know them, so that's a good thing. Anyway, let's go exploring, guys. We'll see what we can find. Well, lots of new growth out on the trails. I could have told you that, though. Allergy season. I've been taking pills for the last month, so yeah, Pollen and Gary don't get along. I've got my camera bag with me today, and I've got 2 cameras, 5 lenses, filters, a bunch of other stuff in there. And so far, I've used my phone to take more pictures. I haven't even taken a camera out of the bag yet, but that's okay. I guess it's better to have them and not need them than need them and not have them, I guess. Right? That's what I tell myself anyway. The phone quality is just so good. I'm enjoying just using the phone today. This stuff here is Lycopodium. It's a club moss, and they used to buy it. There was a buyer out here in this town that I grew up in. So as kids and teenagers, this is how we made our spending money. They used to make wreaths out of the top and various medicines out of the root, and this stuff too. There was probably other uses for it. We used to pick it by the bag, the grain bag. We would fill it, jump on it, stomp it down. 33 cents a pound, and it's pretty light stuff. And it would also eat your hands raw. You would pick this stuff for 3-4 weeks at a time to actually make a couple $100 as a kid. And your fingers would be just covered in, your skin would get very tough because it's kind of bristly and rough on your fingers. And the grain sacks were rough on your fingers too. So that was a job my dad used to say would make a man out of you, because he would take 6 or 7 grain bags and it would take you a full day, 2 guys working to fill those grain bags. When you were done, you'd have anywhere between 35 and 50 pounds per bag probably. And then you would get somebody to come in with a truck and pick up your daily pick, and then you would take it to the buyers, and they would weigh it on a scale, and then they'd give you cash for it right there. And a lot of guys that were laid off, that's how they made supplemental income around here as well too. Teenagers did it, kids did it. And then my dad told us a secret many years later, after picking for many years. Take the bags of Lyco. I'm sorry, Tom and Betty, they were the buyers out here. I'm sorry. Take the bags of Lyco and you put them in the creek so they absorb water, and you're probably almost doubling the weight of each bag. And then you wait until there's a torrential downpour And you go out and you pick a little bit, you get all nice and dirty so people know you've been in the forest, your knees are dirty, there's things in your hair and stuck to your coat. Then you take those bags soaking wet, pull them out of the creek, bring them down and get them weighed. You double your income. Well, Tom Bird is long gone now from this world. He's in the Happy Lyco grounds, wherever those are. I'm not sure if Betty's still here or not. But fond memories. Hard work when we were kids. I didn't have a summer job for many years. That's what I did, was pick Lyco. And we would pick just enough to, you know, as we got older, buy a case of beer and go to town for the night, hang out with all the other teenagers, right? It's a 25-kilometer trip to town. So you'd pick just enough to put $7 in gas in your car, get a case of beer for the weekend, you know, maybe a couple of packs of cigarettes. Yeah, I did smoke when I was a kid, you know, and it was a hard life because you picked just enough. You would always draw that line. Hey guys, I think we got enough for our essentials here. You'd quit, and then the next Thursday you'd be back out picking for 2 or 3 days before the weekend and do it all over again. That's right, this guy came from the country. I know poor and I know hard work, and I'm not ashamed. I'm actually glad, you know, that that's the way I was raised and that was my circumstance. I wouldn't want everything handed to me. I told you guys, fresh moose tracks right here at the first little creek crossing. Those look very fresh. Could be a moose just up here on the trail. I finally had to do it. I had to break out a real camera. I wanted to capture all the little detail on these little fungus here, and the phone just couldn't do it. So I ended up breaking out the 6600. Check out this image. Well, other than the odd little piece of garbage, pop can, plastic bottle along the way here, I've been pretty much enjoying my morning. Most people would never notice this or let it bother them, but I found a nice little balsam tree here right on the side of the trail. And some idiot has tied a broken fan belt around the tree. And it's been here long enough, the tree is actually growing into it. And it's probably going to kill this tree. So I've just spent 10 minutes. My hands are all sticky. I don't have my knife. It's in my other pack sack. I would cut that off of there. That's bothering me. Why? Why are humans so stupid? A beautiful, mature balsam, and it's going to die. So I'm going to remember this next time I'm down here. I'm at least a couple kilometers, mile and a half from the truck. So I'm not going to go back and get my knife right now, but try not to let the stupidity of humans ruin my morning. I took my tripod apart and I was using that hook to try and hook the fan belt and pull it out. And now my fingers are all sticky, so when I touch my cameras, I got balsam sap all over everything. Irritating. All right, so instead of hiking the 5 kilometers that way that I was gonna finish this trail, I'm gonna hike back to the truck, get my knife, hike back in here, cut that off this tree, because that's what I've decided to do. Today on my birthday, I'm gonna save this tree. All right, I'm back at the truck. Get my knife and a snack. Got a banana in here. Leave the rest of my gear here and walk back. That was a longer walk than I thought it was. Well, I guess that tree is lucky because today is a reflection day for Gary. I don't know if any other day I would go back. It took me over 20 minutes to get back to the truck. So 40, 60, probably over an hour walking. So I'll get to see the same stretch of trail here. 4 times, in and then out, and then in and then out. But I'm going to save that tree, and that makes me feel good. My snacks were in the other pack sack anyway, so. Oh, this is going to be satisfying. It's all right, buddy. I told you I'd be back, and I am back. Look at that. You can see the damage that that belt was doing to this tree. No doubt in my mind, it was going to kill this tree. There you go, buddy. Continue to grow big and strong. Hope you see another 150 years. So could I let some stupid human ruin my day because my plan got all changed and kind of took me out of what I was doing, the plan I had for my birthday? I could, but I'm not going to. I'm going to focus on the positive that I saved that tree. Does that tree have feelings? I don't know. In the grand scheme of things, all I know is it would have died, and now I feel good that I actually did something. I still got my exercise for the day. Before I let you guys go, I also have a book recommendation. I just finished the book called The Shack. Okay, so it's a fictional story, but it has some really good reminders in it. It's about a character that loses a child, gets murdered, and he gets a message in his mailbox from God saying, "Come spend the weekend with me. We've lost touch." And he goes back to the shack and spends the weekend with God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit. And he learns some lessons and things along the way. And it's just a really good book with some basic human reminders in there, you know, such as allowing yourself to be loved and just relationship you can have with other people and things like that. So that's what I just finished. A really good book. I recommend it. And if you don't like reading, it's also on Netflix. There is a movie, and I did watch the movie after I finished the book. It's pretty close to the book, so it's just a light, nothing too... Check it out. That's all I... Check it out. There's something in there I just scared. Either a moose or a deer. It just took off running up the creek. I never got to see it. I heard it though. This is right where we saw the moose track this morning, guys. I know I said I didn't see it, and I didn't actually see the animal, but I saw the brush going as the animal ran away. I'm pretty sure it was a moose. Just got home from my walk, and my daughter made me a cake. I'll show you. Best cake ever! Thanks, Hannah.